from the streets of Cincinnati, welcome to the jungle! Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle drippin' heat, tigers stripe the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em, bingo ball 'em, never stopping till the beast on feastin' on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Kings of the North, the Cincinnati Bengals and Jackpot Joey Burrow. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I lost some people. I went down to 1,442. Not sure how that happened. Not sure why anybody would ever not subscribe to my show. But tell your friends, tell your neighbors about Sports with Strawberry Ice. Tell them to hit the subscription button. That would be wonderful. Now, exclusively in the YouTube chat, we're doing super chats. So if you guys like to support what I'm doing, please give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. That's what I'm doing. And also, I'll make sure I read your comment. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, or excuse me, Facebook or Twitter, do me a favor, go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice, hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And if you don't know it yet, the Ice Cave is always brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. What's up to everybody in the chat crew? April, Josh, James, Chris, Orange Arrow, Joe. I think I got everybody in there. I got some good news today. T. Higgins is back. Wasn't a big deal. He's back at practice. It's all systems Joe, as I like to say, where we are about to have Jackpot Joey Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals win their first playoff game. Now, I told you yesterday Zim was going to be on the show, but actually something came up, and he was unable to come on the show today. So, we had to go to the bullpen and bring up Josh from the Back Row Bengals. What is up, Josh?
Jeff, I mean, my day just cannot be much better if I'm in the ice cave. Like, if I'm in the ice cave, I know I'm going to have a great day and it's going to be a great podcast. And guess what, man? The freaking Bengals have a playoff game on Saturday, and I can't wait for it. I've been ready to go. I got so many friends tweeting at me, texting me, ready to roll. On Friday tomorrow at my school, we're doing like a big Bengal out. Like that's like
Oh yeah,
your thing. You have to wear Bengals tomorrow. I can't remember the last time there was an excitement over a Bengals team ever. And this goes back to those 2015 teams. This goes back to the half decade where we went to the playoffs. Goes back 2009, 2005. There hasn't been a hype like this. I mean, have you noticed something? Have you noticed how
dude.
different this hype has
This
been?
yeah, this is completely different. To me, it all changed as soon as we got jackpot. When we got jackpot, like, look, I was all in with Andy Dalton in the 5-year playoff run. I mean, I was all in. Once we got Joe, it was a different level. Once we got jackpot, I'm like, okay, that guy can win us a Super Bowl. That's to me, that's the difference from the day we drafted him. It's been building and building and building up to where it is right now. And this whole town is fired up. There's Bengals everywhere. And Friday, Bengals sent an email out to everybody to wear your stripes on Friday. So you're doing that at your school. I'll be doing it just around because I'm off work this week, so I'll be doing it around town. And Friday night we're gonna be hanging out at the Holy Grail with James Rapine and the Locked On Bengal guys. So wear your stripes, show up there, and let's just have a big old party and enjoy this because we have a shot, a very, very good shot of winning this whole damn thing. And I cannot wait till Saturday. It's like, you're on vacation and you're kind of like, I'm not really in a hurry to get my vacation over with because I don't have to go back to work. But I want Saturday to hurry up and get here. I'm ready to go, dude. I'm like, two more sleeps. Oh, dude, I'm ready to go, dude.
Ready to rumble, man. Hey, I mean, and you mentioned it. Like this team has a chance to go not only past this round, but then past the next round to maybe even make it to the Super Bowl. If you look at their path here, it is the exact path I would have chosen for them out of the AFC playoff picture that I think they could go to the Super Bowl. I mean, with the 4th seed, so you go out there, you play the Raiders, who again, you and I talked about this. If you were to pick anybody in the AFC playoff picture, who would you pick to play? Maybe not Pittsburgh, but most likely it's going to be the Raiders. So I would pick the Raiders, a team that has went to absolute war last Sunday. They're banged up, a team you've already beat before, a team where their quarterback's not better than yours. Their coach is not better than yours. I mean, this is an interim head coach that we have to remember. Now Versace has done an impeccable job over at Vegas, but this is the team we would have chosen. And then after that, you got to go play Tennessee. We thought, does Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans scare you? I mean, do you think our offense is going to get stopped by Tennessee?
No, I don't really think there's the way the offense is clicking right now. I don't think there's a defense that can actually stop them.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. And the thing is, everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna get Derrick Henry back." Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs in football, but he's been injured. So it would be his first game back.
Yep.
And our run defense is really good, so that really doesn't scare me. Now, I am not saying that we are going to go out there and we're going to blow everybody out. I don't think that. I think it's going to be tight games. I think it's going to be hard fought games.
Right.
But I think the Bengals, to me, the key to the whole thing is as long as the offensive line holds up.
Yep.
And we stay healthy, which thank God T. Higgins was back in the playoff practice field today. We got as good a shot as anybody to win this thing. I mean, seriously, if you match up the talent of our offense to most of the teams that we most likely will play, I think we win in every category, especially quarterback. And when you win at quarterback, and the most important part, because that was the problem, I think, with the 5-year playoff run. Nothing against Andy Dalton. I like Andy Dalton. Love Andy Dalton. He was great, but you never wanted to put the ball in his hands to win it.
Right.
Sign me up. Put the ball in Jackpot's hands. Let's go. And you have that guy, which we do. You can win this whole thing. You can win a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I also want to throw a kind of a take out there. I don't know if it's hot or not. I kind of wanted to run it by you, but just looking at a receiving room, is this the best receiving room the Bengals have ever had? Think about this. Out of all the top 3 receivers, think about everybody together: Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. Two of them 1,000-yard receivers. Tyler Boyd close to 1,000-yard receiving, and then you got Joe Burrow throwing them the ball. Do you remember a time in Bengals history where there was a better receiving core.
No, I kind of said that at the beginning of the year. I think this is the best one. I think it's better than TJ, Chad, and Slim. I mean, I think those guys never had breakout years all at the same time, like Chase and T. Higgins, and well, Boyd hadn't had a breakout year, but he still had a really good year this year.
Right.
They never had those years that these guys have had.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think personally, I think, yes, it's the best trio that the Bengals have ever had. Honestly.
Yeah, I think you can with Chad, TJ, and Slim. I think you can put them up for debate. I think you could put AJ Green, Muhammad Sanu, and Marvin Jones up for debate. I think this group is better than all of them. I really do. I mean, they're so talented. I think T. Higgins. I mean, if you look at him and you compare him to Chad Johnson, T. Higgins looks better. T. Higgins looks stronger.
Well, if not
he's
better,
faster.
They're same type player. I mean, and he's your number 2. You know,
he's your number 2. That's right. That's insane.
So I mean, it's like Joe Burrow said. He said they're athletic freak shows, which they are.
They're the freak show, man. And I by the way, I love that nickname for our receiving corps, the Freak Show. I love Joe Burrow and the Freak Show. I love that. That's my favorite.
There you go. Oh, well, I mean, the cool thing is too, like when Jamar Chase even catches the ball, he turns into a running back. He'll stiff arm, run people over. He'll juke them. He'll make them miss. I mean,
a block.
He'll block. Yeah, and that's
block without the ball.
And one thing I'll say, that to me, that's what makes this core even better, because I don't really think Chad Johnson was all that big on blocking. Not that he never did it, but he wasn't that big on blocking. Well, everybody knows that. You know, these guys will block. All 3 of them will block for whoever's out there, and they will put you on your ass. So to me, that right there even makes them better, because just they're all in it together. It's a cohesive, it's just like this whole team is.
Well, and then on top of that, if you think about that, during those eras of Bengals, it was Marvin Lewis's offense, and it was a lot of running, and it was conservative. But with this group, it's very high powered, run and gun. I mean, throwing for 300 yards, throwing for 400 yards, having 2 receivers that have over 1,000 yards. I mean, this is a different type of offense. So I put this receiving core atop everybody. And again, we talked about this. Even though we're a year early on what we thought that this Bengals.
See, I don't think we're a year early. Everybody keeps saying we're a year early. I was saying we could do this year, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Now, I did call 10-7 too, but I would say, I mean, I would say, well, here's the thing: is that having it be this year, just imagine what the years to come are going to be.
I know.
Like, this is just the start, and a lot of national media that we despise thoroughly, but they have mentioned, like, this seems like this is the start of something special. Like, this isn't the ending. This isn't the middle. Like, this is the very first year of this. Yeah. And with Zach Taylor's mind, and really, a lot of people want to hate on him for play calling. And listen, a lot of it is deserved. He has deserved a good amount, but his play calling has gotten better. This offense was way prepared when they started. And I mean, they outlast a lot of other offenses, one of them being the Kansas City Chiefs, who everybody thought heading down the stretch was the best team in the AFC. And now I think the Bengals are the best team. They're terrifying. Who wants to play the Bengals in the playoffs?
I don't think anybody does, to be honest.
Really?
Probably not. All right, John Henkel says Joe Burrow makes other players that are around him better, and he's a leader and has this team clicking in the right direction. Keep the focus. Game day to game to game who day. Yeah. The thing is,
a great point.
It's when you have this wide receiving core that we have, when you have the running back that we have the quarterback we have. I mean, dude, we've got guys that are in every position are in top 5 in all of national football as far as their skills, and all of them. That doesn't happen very often. When teams like that get that, you go on a playoff run or you go on a Super Bowl run for a while. And that's what this team has. That's what's so fun about it. Like you said, it's just beginning. And when people at the beginning of the year were like, oh, yeah, you guys are a year away. And I kept looking at it like this. I said, look, if Jackpot didn't get hurt last year, I think we finished 8-8. I really do. And we wouldn't have got Chase either, just to point that out too.
Right.
But I think that the national media be like, oh, okay, well, in the second year, the Bengals are going to make a jump. Well, then we thought the Bengals were going to make a jump because Joe's coming back from injury. They still didn't think we fixed the offensive line. They still they didn't believe. They didn't see what we all saw for some reason. Which to me, is a lazy take, and it's not doing your homework. It's just going, oh yeah, yada yada. Let's see, Sam's up. Yep, Bengals still suck. Okay, let's go with that. And that's not looking at the talent that this team had, and it's not really believing in Zach Taylor at all. And now, granted, Zach Taylor for the first 2 years didn't give us a whole lot to be optimistic about.
Right.
But I always thought that Zach was going in the right direction. It just seemed like, and to me, it seemed like everything changed. Like, seriously, that hit on Juju last year by Von Bell and that Squealers game, to me, that changed everything. It's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
We're done losing. We're done being bullied by you guys. We're done. It's over. It ends now. And that was with Ryan Finley at quarterback. And I think ever since then, it's just changed. It's just they're ready to go.
I think you're right. I do think that like that game against the Steelers was the turning point for this team. I kind of want to go back to what John Hinkle commented. Again, thank you for the comment. He pretty much nailed it on the head. He's talking about how Joe Burrow makes players around him better. When we talk about those teams with Andy Dalton, the team had to make Andy Dalton better. In order for Andy to play at the top of his game, everybody else had to also be on the top of their game. Everything had to be in the right position at the right time for Andy to shine. That's a lot. And again, that's not hating on Andy. That's a lot of quarterbacks.
That's true.
That is a lot of quarterbacks. That's Ryan Tannehill. That's a lot of quarterbacks.
That's most quarterbacks in the NFL. And
exactly.
That's the difference that we have now. Right.
Right. That's how special Joe Burrow is. And really, it's just, I really hope that, and I think the city of Cincinnati, I got to say, has responded, especially as of recent, of the greatness of football that we have experienced here. Because I got to say, Cincinnati is the football city. We've got to start saying that. We've got to have that. We're the football city. We had a team go to the playoff, and then we have another team who won the AFC North and has a great chance to go very far in the playoffs. Exactly. I'm really excited. This is not the same team. Every report that I've heard coming out of practice is that focused, high intensity, everybody's ready to go. I trust this team in the playoffs. I didn't trust those teams. And a lot of those teams, we were hobbling into the playoffs. This team is healthy as healthy can get. I think that T. Higgins injury, his foot, I think it was under a microscope because, again, it's one and done. I think if it was like during the regular season, we wouldn't have heard much about it, or we wouldn't have been that worried about it. So, I mean, him being limited, I'm sure that's a lot of precautionary. He'll play. He's going to play. He's going to play. He's going to ball out.
From what James Rapine said earlier today, he said he asked Zach Taylor about it, and Zach really wasn't even worried about it. So it doesn't even sound like it was that big of a deal at all.
Right.
So and that bodes well. And like you said, there's been lots, and I'll give you this. I give the health. I give credit to Zach, and people banged on him for ending minicamp early, giving the players days off during the week, and all the stuff that he did. And people are like, "Oh, you really should. That's not the way football is." Yada yada yada. Well, look where we're at. We got one of the most healthy teams in all of football right now. I mean, the only one that's not playing that's a starter is Riley Reef. Other than that, everybody else is good to go and is playing. So you got to give Zach Taylor credit as far as that goes, as far as getting this team to where the point they're at now. So they are one of the most healthy teams. Because the thing is, too, winning a Super Bowl and winning a playoff game, it comes down to sometimes the healthiest team too. Because
it does.
If you're playing your second and third stringers, more than likely, which we've seen, in past playoff runs with the Bengals, you're not going to win.
No, you're not. You're not. And you got to look at Achilles' heels of this team here. One of them is not being healthy. But I will say one of them is I'm not afraid of the Raiders. I'm ready to play them. I think this is our best matchup. However, they got a really good rush. We got to be able to protect Joe. And I think if the Raiders were to get home multiple times, and I'm not saying 2 or 3 sacks, if they were to get 6 sacks, 7 sacks, 8 sacks on Joe, I think we are going to be in for a tough day. And then also on top of that, this team has done a very, very good job of taking care of the football the past couple of weeks. That needs to continue. I think the only way that the Raiders can stay in this game or possibly win this game is if we throw the ball away and we give them extra opportunities, or we take sacks in bad situations. Like if we're in the red zone and we got to score and we should have 7 and instead we get 3. And I've said that has been a problem with this team. We're really good when we have a big, nice, open field to work with. The But red zone, we're still kind of struggling with.
Right.
You need to convert. Everything has got to be a touchdown. It's the
Well,
playoffs now. You can't trade. You can't get 3 points when you are inside of the 20. That's got to get put in the end zone.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the thing is, this team is a second half team. It's ridiculous how better they play in the second half than they do in the first half.
Yes.
There's been so many games where we're down 14 points in the first half, and we roll in out of halftime, and we put 14 consecutive points and tie it up with nothing. So again, I give that credit to Zach Taylor and the coaching staff because
Yes.
that's the thing. I would love it if we just get out to a good start. That would be nice for once.
Yeah, I'd
But
love that.
that's hasn't really happened all year. I'll get to Brandon's comment here. He said it's amazes me how people jump to conclusions with the whole Zach and the direction of the franchise. Zach had Andy, and FYI, Andy hasn't started really since he left. Joey B got hurt 10 games last year, and Burrow was a rookie last year. Yeah, I agree with what he says. People just jump to conclusions going, okay, it's the Bengals. Joe. Well, for some reason, nobody thought Joe was going to come back and be anywhere close to as healthy as he is.
Right.
That was the thing too. And
well, we were talking about it. We didn't even know he was going to be ready for week 1.
I
talk about it a lot.
I hoped he was, but I mean, dude, he was ready for minicamp. I mean, he was throwing at minicamp. I was down there on the bridge watching. I'm like, this is unbelievable. He had a big ass brace on and stuff, but there wasn't a limp or anything like that. He wasn't running around like he is now. And now you can see the difference. If you watch Joe at the beginning of the year and the way he is now, it's two totally different, two totally different guys as far as mobility goes. And to me, that also is going to help in the offensive line as far as getting out of sacks. Joe, they need to move him out of the pocket, which they've been doing more, and he can, get out of sacks too when they come after him. So
yeah, right. One thing that I really hope that these mic'd ups are picking up, and I know this has nothing to do with what you just said, but I just want to make it apparent. If you saw, there was a video of Joe Burrow when he was at LSU and they had practice. He went up to one of his defensive linemen. He said, "Hey, Mike, y'all boys better be ready because we about to come out and bust that ass." And like the whole team got hyped. And I know for sure that Joey B does that exact same thing in the NFL.
I'm sure he does.
And they don't pick it. I know that was mic'd up. So they leave that out. And I want to hear it so bad because I bet his trash talk is the best.
Well, he says you can see it just in his press conferences. He's like, I told you guys this is the goal. This was playoffs. He goes, and everybody laughed at us. I'm like, all right. And he says it so calmly. And I love that. He says it calmly and confidently, like, I told you this was going to happen. So I totally believe he goes out there and talks all kinds of trash to him.
Yeah.
Augie says, this feels different than 2011 to 15. Those teams, we knew if we advanced past a wild card, there were teams we couldn't beat deeper in. This team can play with anyone. And that's a good point, Augie. That's one thing I do want to bring up is that this team has proven it can beat you running the ball. It can beat you in a defensive game, just like in Denver. It can beat you in an aerial attack. They can beat you in any way you want to play a game. Yeah. So that's one thing that when you have that with a team and you can play pretty much any style and still win, you got a pretty good damn team.
Yeah, you have a great team. And we talk about how great that 2015 team was, but the game after they were going to go play the Patriots and that was probably us. So he's right. And again, we kind of talked about it. This team is 7-2 on the road. They're very good on the road, actually.
Oh, they're better on the road than they are at home.
They are better on the road than they are at home. I mean, the record kind of shows it. And then on top of that, I mean, the matchup is in Cincinnati's favor. And then after that, you go play the Chiefs at Arrowhead, and possibly if one team beats the Chiefs, who's the 3 seed? I'm drunk. Oh, Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If any team beats the Chiefs, not named Buffalo, it's coming back to Paul Brown Stadium to play the AFC Championship game. And I take the Bengals over every other team. And Kansas City, if you go to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, you're playing with house money. And then at that point, it's like, let's go. You know what? It's like, yeah, let's take our chances. Let's go into KC. If we win, that would be freaking awesome. And, it's going to be a pick 'em. It's going to be a pick 'em that game.
I mean, it will be tough to beat Buffalo because the thing is, if this will probably most likely be our only home playoff game. So after this, unless Tennessee loses, then we got a playoff game there. it's going to be tough, but it's also, I think, right up the Bengals' alley. Like you just said, they are a better road team than they are a home team. And it's going to be tough if we have to go to Buffalo for the AFC Championship or if we have to go to Kansas City for it. It will be tough,
Yep.
but I believe that the Bengals can do it. And like I said, this whole thing that we as Bengal fans, 31 years, I heard Austin Elmore and Tony Pike talking about it yesterday or today on Cincy 360 about the number 34. Bo Jackson, the curse of Bo Jackson, and I forgot about this, but when John Taylor caught the pass in the Super Bowl 24 against the Bengals, we were 34 seconds away from it. So 34 is the number. These are all things that are going off in Bengals heads, and it's been 31 years, and haven't won a playoff game. Yeah. These guys don't care.
They don't care, man. They don't care.
And that's the thing. Is like their whole mentality is, look, last time Burrow and Chase were in any kind of playoff, they won the whole damn thing.
Right.
So they're kind of used to this.
Right. Yeah. They're used to playing in big time games, big time crowds, big time lights. And this team has shown that they show up in big time games. You go to the Jacksonville Jaguars game on Thursday night. You go to the 2 games against Baltimore and Pittsburgh, away and home. You go to the game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, this team knows how to play. And also on top of that, I'll give you a quick peek because you might want to take a look at this. I just got my credentials for the Stripe Squad. And right here is my credentials for the AFC Championship game when it comes back to Paul Brown Stadium. So we're preparing for it. So, and I got to say, the pictures that I've seen of how they dressed out Paul Brown for this playoff game is awesome. It looks so cool.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get in there. I heard something that they changed the field too, didn't they? I heard they took the B off and they're putting the flying Bengal back on in the center of the field.
No,
that's what I heard.
they?
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I thought they were.
Oh my gosh! If they do that, that would be insane. I would love that because everybody loves the leaping Bengal.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's the best logo we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that there's a I've heard that rumor. I don't know if it's true. I would love.
Yeah, I've heard it. Like I said, I haven't seen any confirmation of it or anything. I mean, I've been down to the pro shop a couple times this week looking, but I can't see the middle of the field. So, Arrow here has something about our inefficiency in the red zone. He said, honestly, one of the reasons we aren't the best in the red zone is because of limited opportunities due to being top in the league in TDs of 30 yards or more. Got a point there, but we do. Yeah. I do agree with you. We do struggle at times getting the ball in the end zone
when you're in the red zone.
Yeah,
it's just you can't get down there. Like I said this when we played Pittsburgh, our first time down there in the red zone after Eli Apple picked it off, and I'm sorry, that would be our second time. Eli Apple picked it off, and I tweeted, it was like, this is the AFC North. You can't get inside of the 5-yard line and come out with 3 points. That has got to be a touchdown. And now it's in the playoffs. You really can't do that. You can't do that against the Raiders. You definitely can't do that against the Titans, and you're not going to be able to do that against the Chiefs. You got to turn that into the end zone. And use Evan McPherson when we get stopped on the 30 or 40-yard line. That's when we use Evan McPherson.
Exactly. Now, my brother-in-law here, RJ, says he's a Buccaneers fan. He's saying Bengals versus Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. And like I've told many people here that watch me, my wonderful wife, Mrs. Ice, is a Buccaneers fan. And if this happens, this will be the first time in 25 years that I won't watch Super Bowl with her because I can't.
Oh, you can't watch the Super Bowl?
Oh God, no, dude. No. There's no. We'll get divorced.
What is her connection to Tampa Bay? Now that
she's from there.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Born and raised in Tampa. You got yourself a Florida girl?
Actually. Yeah, I got myself a Florida girl.
Man, dude. That away. Nice. There you go. There you go. Use that Cincinnati charm on her. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yes, sir.
We lived there for like a year, and I said, this Ohio boy is melting down here. It's freaking hot. It's like 9,000 degrees in freaking December. Dude. I'm like, do you have seasons? So
they don't have seasons.
They don't have seasons.
Dude,
I would live down there. I would wear shorts over the whole time. And the Floridians be wearing bundle up coats stuff. I'm like, it's 60 degrees. What the? It's not even cold. They're like, yes, it is. I'm like, oh my God. That's always like a running joke with my in-laws that I think twice I've gotten cold when I was down there. I think that's it.
I know you
Hell
think
no,
that.
I can't
I
handle
know.
the heat. I can't handle it. No, I
Why do you
cannot.
think it's called the ice cave? I bet it's like 40 degrees where you're at right now. I mean, you're wearing a sweatshirt right now, man. I bet you it's 1,000. I bet you
I got
it's nice and freezing down there. A
I gotta rip
jackpot.
my jackpot Joey.
My guy, listen, I would love to be repping those Jackpot Joey stuff. In the off season, listen, I'll be repping Jackpot Joey. Don't you worry. In the off season.
Oh, dude. So my son found somebody did it. I don't remember what YouTube channel it is. I just tweeted it out. They did a YouTube video on Jackpot Joey Burrow, and they put as their thumbnail Jackpot Joey Burrow. Like, I don't know who this guy is, and he's calling him Jackpot. I'm like, yeah,
That's
it's
what's up right there,
happening.
man.
Oh, it's cool.
Speaking of excitement around the game, how about Icky Woods being the
I
ruler of the
know.
jungle? How cool is that? That's a slam dunk. That's a
Now,
slam dunk rule of the
do
jungle.
you
Like
know
that's too
how?
easy.
Do you know how to do the icky shuffles? All I know. Do
Oh
you know how to do it?
man, I tell you,
Because I
do
expect
I have
that
to
up
do it
there.
here?
No. Wait. I want you
I
on the
gotta
big
save it?
screen. You gotta say it. I want it on the
Okay.
big screen when
All
you're
right.
up there. The hype squad or stripe squad, and you're up there, and they show you guys. You're like, yeah, you need to start going. Boom. You gotta do it.
Trust me, we will be doing the Icky Shuffle. We'll do it in a nice chorus line too. But I thought I wanted to do all of our Bengals like celebrations because everybody's got their own. So like T. Higgins has the robot,
Yeah.
Jamar's got the gritty, Joe Mixon's got the Bay Area,
Yeah.
and then Tyler Boyd's got big levels. So I thought like we should all do one at a time. But now that it's Icky, we have to do the shuffle. Everybody's got to do the shuffle.
Dude, dude, Paul Brown back in the day did the shuffle.
Oh my gosh, let's get Mike to do the shuffle, man. I bet he could. I bet that dude could be shuffling all over the place.
That would be cool. But
if I can if I could do the Icky Shuffle with Icky Woods, I think that will be the highlight of my life. I think that'll be. And I didn't even watch him play, and I know. But here's the thing: that's how good the Bengals media and fan relations team has skyrocketed because now these younger Bengals fans that are coming through, they know about the history of the Cincinnati Bengals. They know how important Icky was. They know how important Chad was. They know how important Anthony Munoz was. It is incredible what I am seeing at, middle schools, elementary schools, high schools. Tomorrow, I know for sure that the entire school is going to be decked out in orange and black because they've just connected to a new fan base. And they haven't done that in the past couple of years. That's why we've lost fans to the Ravens, the Chiefs. We've lost fans to them because, the older generation's like, oh, this team doesn't care. So then why should their kids care? And now it's all coming back.
Well, that's like you said, that's what's so awesome about the Ring of Honor and everything that they've done to try to remind people of the history of this franchise. And it's not, I mean, people who don't know any better, if you listen to the national media, think the Bengals have always sucked. No, we're actually in the 70s, they had some pretty good teams. And if they had wild cards back in the 70s, they probably made some playoffs then. The 80s, we went to Super Bowl twice. So, I mean, we had a decade where we were awful and it sucked. But when Marvin Lewis got here, we had a couple different playoffs. No, we haven't won a playoff game, but it's not that we've been horrible. And that's where I like it that I've been trying. And I know Jim tries to do it and Bengals cap and you try to do it, change the narrative of what everybody thinks about the Bengals. It's not what you think it is. It's not as bad as you think it is. We're not as awful as you think we are. And by the way, we got Jackpot Joey Burrow, Uno, and Chase, and we're going to kick your ass this year because we got a really, really good team. And I kept telling everybody that at the end of last year. I said, just wait. I said, we're going to get Chase. I said, we're going to ball out. And people are like, yeah, right. I'm like, I'm telling you. Like I said, me and my wife went down to the Super Bowl last year in Tampa, and I'm walking around for the fans, and I'm wearing my Jackpot Joey jersey. And I still remember this guy. I had to be a Philly guy. I would love to find him out. Bengals? Why are you wearing Bengals? I said, because I'm from Cincinnati and they're freaking awesome. They're going to win the Super Bowl next year. Okay, they want to make the playoffs. Dude, they're in the playoffs. Hush.
In the playoffs. Hush. Everyone wants to talk about how the Bengals have sucked over the years. There are plenty of other franchises who have been far worse.
Oh, yeah.
Far worse. I want to throw, maybe some other teams have had some playoff wins. You look at the Texans over the past, couple of decades, the Jaguars, You want to throw in, you want to throw in a lot of the Detroit Lions. That is a perfect example. The Chicago Bears have sucked. It's ridiculous that the national media wants to pick on the Bengals when really it's not true. It's really not true. And this is a team this year that has changed that narrative. And I got to tell you, I was sitting in bed last night at 3 a.m. because I have a problem sleeping. So, I probably need to go get that checked out. But I was just thinking, staring at my ceiling fan, it's just, this is a team we're going to be talking about for a long time. Like this is this is going to be the best team in history coming up. This next year's team, I think, will be the best team in Bengals history. I fully guarantee it.
Yeah, like going into the offseason, if they can actually fix the offensive line and give Joe time, dude. He's doing this with a subpar offensive line now. Just think if they actually fix it, what he can do.
Just imagine what they can do, man.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Jeff Holmes says, "Take it from an old cat. We haven't. I think he means had this much hope since the '80s. Yeah, exactly.
I haven't had hope at all, Jeff.
That's because you're young. You're like 23. You're like 23.
I'm 2 years past the legal drinking limit.
You sit in there and you drink your White Claws all day long.
Yo. Hey. Let's not be spreading this slander out here. This false. Speaking of, I'm gonna start calling you the national media because you're out here spreading false narratives, thinking that I'm out here just drinking White Claws. No, I can't even say this anymore because my like 3 or 4 of my students came up to me and said, "Hey, we listened to your Back Row Bengals show last night." I'm like, "Oh my God, no, it's happening. It's happening." So if any of my students are watching, love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh God, no.
Come to school and bring Josh some White Claws.
No, don't do that. No. No, I don't want to get. They like me there. I don't want to get in trouble. They actually like me. I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm totally kidding, children. Don't do that.
hey, man. I like a couple cold pops. Okay, I like a couple cold sodas. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, that just comes back to this newer generation, and something that I've noticed, and I mentioned it with Jess when I had her on my show. You're noticing a lot of women get involved with the Cincinnati Bengals, and a lot of families. I think it has a lot to do with
the women that are in charge of the Bengals too.
Right? Yeah, I agree. It's just it's amazing to see the inclusion of how many new Bengals fans we're getting, because I never used to see this. There used to be green seats for miles. Like, right. I'm gonna have to explain to my kids or explain to my students that at one point the Bengals had like nobody in the stands, and it was horrible to watch, and we would be there and watch them suck badly and get whooped and have other fans run us out of our own stadium. They're not going to know that life. They're going to know winning. And it's the same thing with the Bearcats. Like, this new Bearcats fans, they don't know that the Bearcats used to be completely irrelevant. And dude, now they're in the playoff.
Yeah. And the good thing is that the Bearcats football team is getting some players back. Not everybody's leaving. They're getting Wiley back, the tight end.
Do we have some time for Bearcats talk, Jeff?
Oh, we always have time for Bearcat talk.
Oh man, I want to talk about that. Yeah.
Ben Bryant's coming back. He was the quarterback. He transferred to East Carolina, East Carolina. He's transferring back.
Yeah, he was at Eastern Michigan.
Or was it? Or Western? Was it?
Eastern Michigan, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
My jacket jersey's in the
somewhere around there.
So sad. Yeah, no, let's talk a little bit about the Bearcats. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of guys come back. A lot of guys that we didn't expect to come back. Josh Wiley is if you had to look at somebody who you thought for sure leaving early, going to the draft. And I love it. I love watching these guys go early to the draft. I love it.
When you have a top 10 program, that's what happens. So we're gonna have to get used to it.
Yes, I am, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, I am. Yeah, I'm on that stripe squad. Yeah, I'm the short guy. So just look for that, and you'll find me. Right. Yeah, UC's getting a lot of really great talent coming back, and like you said, like when you have a great program and you're recruiting great talent and you're churning out great talent, that's what happens.
Right.
And players might get sad, and it is sad to see players go, but it is amazing to go into a draft day and be like, where are the Bearcats going to get drafted?
Right.
There's going to be a Bearcat drafted in the first round next year.
Hell, there might be
Early.
two.
There might be two.
I think Sauce for sure, and I think
Sauce
Ritter.
for sure.
I think Ritter. I think those two are first rounders. I really
Where's
do.
Ritter gonna? Where do you think Ritter will go if he gets drafted
Oh
first
God,
round?
I don't know. I just hope it's not the Steelers. I just have
Dude,
this sickening feeling it's going to be the
so
Steelers. I hope
I
not.
do too.
I really hope not. But speaking of the Bearcats, the basketball team actually got on the winning track last night, and
Thank
did
God.
you watch that game? They looked really good.
I
They
did.
looked really good the
Mhm.
last couple games, even the one they played Memphis
Yep.
over the weekend.
Yep. They looked really good against Memphis, and that was very nice to see. It's just like, wow, okay, now we're seeing some development of this team. We're seeing progression. That's what we
Right.
wanted to see out of this
Mhm.
Bearcats team. We didn't want to, NCAA tournament was going to be a long shot. Beating Xavier was also going to be a long shot. The biggest thing was we wanted to see progression of the team. Team's progressing. They're getting better. They're shooting better. They're playing better. Defensively, they still need some help. They need those number one, number two shot blockers in America to step up. Could they make some noise in the AAC tournament? Possibly. They always have. They've done it with worse teams.
Yeah.
So I mean,
hell, last year they made it to the championship
they
game.
made it to the championship,
and nobody liked the coach, and they still made it.
They still made it. Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's a very good chance because look, if this team can get back to the way it played at the beginning of the year, where they started at 5-0, if they can play that way going into the AAC tournament, I think there's a very good chance they could win this thing. And still, they're what 10-5, 11-5 right now, something like that. I mean, it's still a chance. If I think they could get a bid to the NCAA tournament, we'll see. But the way they're playing now, it's starting to get back to the way it was. And if they can do that consistently and keep building upon that, and not go backwards, I think it bodes well. Now, how great would it be if Wes Miller could get them to the NCAA tournament in his first year? That would be awesome.
That would be a major accomplishment. That'd be a head turner. Is if Wes Miller can get this team to the NCAA tournament, it would be great. And again, this is a lot of growing pains. Maybe we were a little bit blinded by how great they were against
5-0. You're like, what?
in Illinois, and
it's like I say about the Bengals. When the Bengals started at 5-2, I said the goal the goal line got moved.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of happened with the Bearcats basketball team. Like, oh hell, we're 5-0. We beat Illinois, and we damn near beat Arkansas.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we're better than we thought. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
And then it kind of went not a crash, but it just wasn't as good as
they came back to reality. They came back to reality. They came back to reality. But I always go back to at UC at the basketball program, the expectation is always to win the conference championship. No matter the coach, no matter the players. That is our expectation
every year.
And go to the tournament every year. That's our expectation. It doesn't change. So I mean, if we don't win the championship or don't make the tournament, I'd say it's a negative season, because as a Bearcats basketball fan that has knows that the history of this team has brought it to a point where it has to be a powerhouse, and we are like, this is our brand. We got to make it. So the expectation is still the same, but the team is showing progression. That's all I wanted. That's what I've wanted.
Yeah, that's what you really need, is showing progression and getting better. And the sky's the limit. I think Wes Miller is a really good coach. I think they've picked the right guy. I think he's building it in the right direction here.
Yep.
Jeff Holmes here says, any word on Money Mac's injury? I'm guessing it's not too serious since they're not talking much about it. I honestly haven't heard anything about it. To be honest.
I think the week off is what he needed. So once he got the week off,
I think Zach just wanted to give everybody a break. Yep. Honestly,
it's a great idea.
Take a mental break, because I mean, look, it was a tough 4-game stretch they went through. They had to win 3 out of these 4 to get to the playoffs. I mean, they had to win them. These were must wins. So they did that. It's like, all right, take a mental break. Let's get ready. To play who at the time they didn't know who they're playing, but now let's get ready to play the Raiders. And again, I think Zach has done a really good job of giving these guys breaks, giving them time off to heal up, mentally heal up, and just be ready to go.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely taken the mentally and the physical, attributes of, these athletes, these grown men, into great consideration. And I think it separates him from a lot of other coaches of this old time, gotta play every game. And
as Marvin Lewis say, I see better than I hear. And like Marvin's thing is, if you don't practice, you don't play. And he had that the whole time. And Zach doesn't have that, and that's the new coaching method. A lot of younger coaches are going that direction of rest is just as good as practicing. Sometimes you have to practice, don't not sit out the whole week, but taking a day off to relax and get your body healed up. Because hey, playing football ain't easy. I don't care what anybody says.
No, dude, it's not easy at all. Now, if you were like me, tough nose, SOB, you wouldn't have missed a single game. By the way, I've never missed a single game of my football career. I just want to throw that out there. And I'm going to pull a Schefter quote out of here. And I'm going to say the best ability is availability. And being able to be available is going to be the best. And the way that he handled Jamar Chase's first week, or I'm sorry, his week against Cleveland, was perfect. It's let's get him the ball first drive. Let's get that record, and get a hat, and you are sitting on the sideline. Take your shoulder pads off at halftime. You're done. That's it. Wear your jersey.
Exactly.
Sit on the sideline, cheer your teammates on.
But I heard the position you played in football was left out.
Oh, the position. Oh, dude, I was a nose guard, defensive tackle. I was on the end my junior year, and then they moved me inside my senior year. So I was quick off the ball. I had the quickest get off speed, and that sounds terrible. That sounds really awful. But I had the quickest get off speed out of all of our receivers, everybody. And I'm just saying, I was not toot my own horn here. I just have I got a couple,
I'm just saying,
all conferences, all districts.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of that.
I
got to go find my highlight tape. Somewhere on YouTube.
God, please do. We all want to see that, Josh.
Hey. My lacrosse highlight tape is up on YouTube. It's got over 100 views. Go watch it. I'll tweet it at you. It looks great.
If I had of my basketball videos, they'd be black and white. So
what did you play in high school? Now I'm curious.
Oh, I was a baseball player.
Baseball player? Where'd you play in baseball?
I went to Aiken. Played at Aiken. That's where I played baseball at.
No, what position?
Oh, first base. Sorry.
Play first base? Hell yeah. The first base is the best base.
Oh, yeah.
I was
a big target.
To
hit that big guy over there. All right. So, Foxy says, just seen the Raiders maybe down on our D lineman. Haskins is questionable.
Big. I mean, that's big. That's their strength of their team. Having them being depleted at their defensive line is big. Listen, for a solid month and a half, I thought I was going to go walk on at UC. I started training for a little bit, and then I realized, you know what, drinking is a little bit more fun. So let's I like watching the game and like doing the barstool stuff and like covering the game probably a little bit more than grinding out on 2
aren't
days.
you like 5'2" or something like that?
Hey, no. On my license, it says I am 5'8", buddy.
Woo!
And that is an inch above the national average. So I am not short. I am technically tall. By going by that standard, I'm technically obese too. Because I got a little bit of gut. The weight doesn't transfer, man. It doesn't transfer. I don't know. I will say this. This is an exact quote from one of my high school coaches. I was at one of the liftings, and he was like staring at me for like a while. I said, "What, coach?" He said, "I don't get it, Josh. Like you work out with us, you work out with lacrosse, and yet you're somehow still fat as shit." I'm like, okay.
Well,
I'm like, he's like, how does that even happen? I'm like, I don't know. Like, this is just it. Like, this dad bod for life. Baby. I tried.
Just genetics.
I know. It's genetics, dude. It's bad. But anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Too funny.
All right. So Josh is gonna walk on. And that's probably his last podcast because eventually when he walks on, he's gonna just dominate and go right to the NFL. So
heading
Josh,
to the Bengals.
It was nice having you on the podcast.
You thought Joe Burrow was the savior of the franchise. Oh wait.
Wait till Josh gets out there.
Stripe squad to special teams, and I'm running down on kickoff. I'll take Logan Wilson's spot. Hell, I'll do that. So that way we don't got to see another starting linebacker on freaking punt and get him hurt again.
Right. Exactly.
If I go back to just the best ability is to bring all of this back. The best ability is availability, and Zach Taylor has done everything he can to have all of our star players be available, and it's worked. And this team is healthy. That's our biggest thing going into this.
Yeah, and just like you said, I mean, all the Marvin Lewis teams, a lot of them, most of them, they weren't healthy. Yeah, I mean, somebody was hurt. So that's where that's one thing. I respect the hell out of Marvin Lewis. I'm not trying to talk bad about it, but he was never willing to change anything. It didn't seem like I see better than I hear, and he never could make any second half adjustments. And these are things that, to me, Zach Taylor has made changes during the season of the way he's coaching, the way he's calling plays. just he's willing to change. His way isn't the highway. It's not my way or get out. With Zach,
Right.
and I think that has helped a lot with the relationships with the players on the team and why they like him so much.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's just he knows how to connect with the players around him. He's a player. He's a players coach, and you know what? That's a good thing because he's doing it the right way. It's not a players coach as in they're letting him lax. They're letting him. Okay. All right, Augie. All right. You know what? I appreciate it.
He was Dad Bod Express.
Yeah. I can only imagine, Ice. Was your nickname in high school the Iceman? Because that's pretty legendary.
No, dude. Actually, I was skinny as hell in high school.
Oh,
I was skinny as a rail.
there you go.
Because that's when people see me, they're like, "You had to play football." No, dude, I was tall and skinny. Like
Tight end, maybe you could have been a Wiley.
Maybe I don't know. I didn't start putting weight on until I actually had to like go get real jobs and work for a living, and then and I kind of found beer, and that kind of helped put some more weight on me too.
It comes out of nowhere, man. Hey, you know what? You know what you should do, Jeff? You should drink White Claws instead.
Yeah,
less calories.
Yes, that could happen.
If you had you're telling me you've never drank in a hard seltzer, excuse me.
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm not saying I won't. I don't, because my funny thing, my son and my daughter-in-law got married. She loves White Claws and all the seltzer crap. So we had all these at the bar for her, and so none of us touched them because they were for her, which is fine. Right. But I've never, I got some I think in my fridge because I think my sister-in-law or somebody or my wife likes them. So I just never drank them.
So what's gonna get you to drink one?
Somebody hands it to me and I'll drink it.
Okay, all right. If it's got alcohol in it, it works. Yeah.
I mean, if I've you know what the best beer or best alcoholic drink is? A free one.
The next one. Exactly.
So, I mean, I'm fine with it. So
I learned that one in college right there. Just whatever. The best beer is the one in my hand right there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Arrow says I still want to see Bailey get lots of snaps. He has played his ass off.
Whoa, Arrow breaking out the curse words.
I think he will. Honestly, I think Bailey's has deserved a shot to because I mean Davis Gaither still is out, so I forgot about him. So he's still out. So I do think Bailey will get some playing time for sure.
I agree. I agree with that. I really like Marcus. I think he's a great addition. And again, we're seeing the Bengals having a great draft really pay off because he was the last pick of our draft with Joey B. But if Marcus Bailey is starting,
he's not gonna start.
I know, but if he's getting majority snaps, we have a problem.
It's gonna be Wilson and Pratt. They're gonna be out there.
It'll be Wilson and Pratt. Yeah, it'll be Wilson and Pratt. And again, I'm singing the praises of Jermaine Pratt because I hated on him his first times here. I really didn't like. I thought he was. I thought he was a bum. I thought he was a bust. And he's come out and he has really, really fell into the role of that second linebacker, and he's played really well. And I that's great for the guy. I mean,
to me, awesome. that goes to coaching of Lou Anarumo because I mean, I always say you got Pratt who's gotten better, who's improved, and Eli Apple, and I'll keep talking about him because, dude, he's played so much better than anybody ever thought he would or gave him credit for. And it has a lot to do with Eli Apple, but also has a lot to do with Lou Anarumo and his coaching. So that's the thing too. These guys have helped develop players, and if you can get a guy who has talent but hasn't reached his full potential, and they see what they did with Eli Apple, there's gonna be guys who are like, "Hey, I want to go there. I want to go to Cincinnati because maybe they can help me get to where I should be."
Yeah.
So those are all good things.
Yeah, no, it's a great point because really, honestly, we talked about it. Eli Apple at the start of the year, you and I both talked about it. He's a second string cornerback. That's just what he is. And that now that we know that he's not just a second string quarterback, like he is actually, playing at the level that we are loving. But if he's going to be our starting cornerback next year, I don't
think he's going to be. I think they're going to get somebody else. I really do. Free agency
I know it can't be Trey freaking Waynes, dude. I'm tired of this.
Dude. I don't think it's gonna be him. I think they're getting rid of him after this year. Yeah. Zach says here is Mike Daniels still on the act.
I do think they
activated.
I do think they activated him.
Well, from what James Rapine said, is they're on a practice squad, but it's basically a 55-man roster, so they can bring guys up
Okay.
really quickly now since it's the playoffs. So there's a chance that Mike Daniels might get a chance to play. Because I would love to see Mike Daniels get it because the man's
Oh,
a
yeah.
veteran. He could have left. He could have went probably somewhere else, but he stayed here because he believes in this team and what
Yeah.
they're doing, and he has worked his ass off on the practice squad every day. And that's
Yeah.
got to be hard for a veteran guy who's played. It's not like Mike Daniels didn't play; he played a
Yeah.
lot last year.
Played a
And to go
lot.
from that to being on the practice squad this year, that takes a lot right there. I respect the hell out of him for that.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, just the grind of being an NFL veteran and the grind of being an NFL player is incredible. I will say that his workout videos got a little tiring, after the first one. It's like, okay, all right, like
He's doing work, baby.
good, you're doing work, good job. Next time when I'm at substitute teaching, I'm just gonna take videos of me just grading papers and like going as fast as I possibly can.
I think you
And
should.
like,
That
yeah, I
would-
think
you-
just
you
putting
would-
the work in and like
Yes.
hashtag put me in,
you
coach,
would-
or
you would
hashtag
definitely
sign me.
you get at least 10 likes for that. At least
I think so. Hey man, that's if I can get 10 likes on a tweet, I'm doing really, really good. I will
All
say
right.
this: Mike Daniels is very active on Twitter, and he is still my highest. A video of him is still my highest engaged tweet I've ever had.
Wait, none of your football highlights are up there?
Hey, I haven't tweeted those out yet, Buster. Okay, all right, I'll tweet those out. And I had that nice, gorgeous locks when I was playing football too. So like all the
Oh,
pictures
you had
look
the flow. You had the
great.
flow. You had the hockey flow on the football field.
I had hair down to my shoulders, which I got to go find some pictures. I'll tweet one out tonight. I'll tweet a good one out of the nice hair.
I think you should. I can't wait to see it.
All
All
right.
right, B here says Trey Wayne might actually be good as well. We could have a great couple of corners in the playoffs, which honestly, I'm kind of hoping that happens. I mean, I'm hoping Trey Wayne's actually plays like we're paying him to play. I mean, how great would that be if he actually does play like he's supposed to? I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't seen it. He's only played 4 games, but that's still a viable option. That could happen.
Just if he's able to give us snaps. Excuse me. If he's just able to give us snaps, that's the biggest thing. Is being able to have that rotation and keeping these guys fresh and being able to get these guys best every single play. Because if they're going to be out there for long series of drives, which is what the Raiders are going to try to do, they're going to try to keep the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands, which is kind of how you stop the Bengals. Is you shorten the game, you keep the ball out of Burrow's hands, you keep that offense off the side of the field. That's what I kind of worry about with this team. Is if when they go into those offensive lulls and they don't start out the game hot, because again, like I said, it's the playoffs, man. You can't have these offensive lulls. If we have seen like in games against the Niners, like in games against the Chargers, like in games against, down the stretch against the Jets, like you can't have that anymore. Like that's got to be gone. That can't happen.
Yeah, I agree. I hope they get off to a good start.
Yeah.
One
quick thing, and I know we're kind of butting against the time here. I just want to mention, I think this is going to be a big game for CJ Uzama. I think the Raiders are going to try to take away the top. I think the Raiders are going to try to take away the top part of the field. I think they're going to force our other players to make plays, and I think CJ is going to have to be there, ready to go. He's going to be singled up a lot, and he's going to have to make a lot of plays.
Oh, he's had big games. I remember the first Baltimore game. Two touchdowns in that game. So I mean, and people.
But he's had a case of the dropsies, though. Is the problem?
Yeah.
He has also had a case of the dropsies, so that's got to be gone.
There's a crash to it too. People last year were telling me, "Oh, we got to get another tight end." I was like, "We got CJ Uzama." I was like, "Oh, he's not the good." Like, yes, he is. And the thing is, this offense isn't really built for the tight end to go off, but it can because of Joe Burrow, and you have CJ Uzama, who's really good.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised that. And yes, here said that might be a big game for Chris Evans. I would love to see Chris Evans get some some passes, bubble screens, stuff like that, and see what he can do. Take one more here and we'll get the hell out of here. Orange Arrow said, "True. I think honestly the I'll try this again. I think honestly the Clowns game will launch our defense into the playoffs with the amount of turnovers they had." With the last game you talking about? Is that what he means?
Orange Arrow?
Yeah,
there, buddy?
Is that what he's talking about?
I
don't know.
I think
Anyway.
I can't even remember. But either way, he's right on the head. It's just this team's gonna have to get some turnovers here. We're gonna have to see have seen some interceptions. And this team has been very good at generating turnovers. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is a turnover machine. When he gets to the quarterback, he's getting held every single play. And so I mean, this defense is going to be great. And I got to say, I was looking at some stats today, and it came out of the video. If you guys want to take a look at it, it's on the Bengals Twitter page. Is the fifth third better together? They did the Bengals and the fans. And I didn't know this. The Bengals have created the most false starts of anybody in the league, and Paul Brown Stadium has created the third most false starts out of anybody in the league, which is incredible. The home field advantage is going to be vital.
So come there. If you're going to the game, be loud, be ready to lose your voice, and let's have some fun. All right, Josh, tell everybody about your Twitter handle, your articles and podcasts and all that stuff.
All right. My name is Josh Miller, and you can go ahead and head over to the @BackRowBengals on Twitter. You're not going to find.
You have a new logo now.
Logo.
Yes.
It is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. My designers at fansided.com really did a great job with it. Go over there. You're going to see a brand new logo. Go to fansided.com and go to the Bengals side. If you want to read a lot about me, I'm just under Josh Miller or Back Row Bengals. You can find me on that website. And then also you can find my podcast over there too. Find my podcast pretty much anywhere. The Back Row Cincinnati Bengals show. So go take a look at that. Go look. This show is going to be up there. Hopefully, if Strawberry Ice can send me the right freaking format like he didn't do last time, so I can actually put it up there. But it will be up there. And
I told you I'm not very computer literate.
All you got to do is hit download, Jeff. It's just download. That's it.
Well,
download and email.
Good thing Mrs. Ice here. She can help me.
Oh, my God. All right. Either way, Jeff, man, I cannot wait to see you on Saturday. Hopefully, I'll probably see you on Friday.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be in a rough shape, but it's gonna be great. And I can't wait.
White Claws.
Hey! Let's calm. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. All right. Love you, Jeff. Love all you fans. Thank you so much for listening in. And pay attention to the Jumbotron. I will be up there. If you want to go to the stage and talk with me, talk some shop, get some pictures, get a couple hugs. I give great hugs, so definitely come over, and I'd love to give you some
hugs.
Oh, dude, I'm a bear hugger, and you know that, Jeff. I gotta say, when I embraced Jeff the first time, he held on a little bit too long. I was like, hey. All right, Jeff. Thank you so much for having me on, brother.
Yep, take it easy, Josh. See you, buddy. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Hopefully, Josh won't do anything silly while he's in the chat there which he is. He's doing something silly in the waiting room to try to mess me up while I'm talking here. I'm going to ignore you, Josh. Okay, I'm just going to get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And they are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Bearcat Country, Cincinnati Reds, riding third, heading for home, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is @Jeff_A_Turnbull. TikTok is @Iceman90. I'll be pulling this out later on tonight and put it on the podcast. Josh, as long as I can get him the podcast, we'll put it on his too, so you can listen to it twice. As long as I can figure out how to do it. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. That is awesome. YouTubers, like I said, we kind of dropped down. I don't know what happened. We went down to 1,442 subscribers. Let's try to get that up. Trying to get to 2,000 by the time the Super Bowl rolls around. We'll see what happens. Tell your friends, stay there. It's about sports with Strawberry Ice. By the way, Josh is retarded. Just to let you guys know, there's something wrong with that kid. Tell your friends, stay there. It's about sports with Strawberry Ice. Make sure they subscribe, hit the bell for notification every time I go live. You guys will be notified. And other than that, that's just sports, baby. I'm probably not going to do a show tomorrow because I'm going to head down to the Holy Grail with James Rapine. Josh is going to be there. Guys Locked On Bengals is going to be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So probably no show tomorrow. I might do a video or something. So keep your eye out. And like I said, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. In the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Houday, we ignite in our stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise in our jungle we united now. Dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you rapping, who that? Time to put your hands up. Single stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' out. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the in the jungle, we unite in the dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em.